Hey, this is 8:30 Prep. I'm Phil McCaffrey coming to you live from 3R Prep Studio. Say hello to my producers. Tonight, Teo is on the board. Say hello, Teo.
Hello.
And Damien is on the backup.
What's up?
They're freaking me out. They put this little screen over here for me to look at, and I have to when I move, I see myself moving. All right, tonight's lesson is Soh Cah Toa, right triangle trigonometry. Right triangles on the SAT and ACT. I just put a bunch of ACT problems on it. Monday night's going to be advanced Soh Cah Toa, and then we're going to go through a couple of trigonometry type of problems for the rest of the week. The following week will be geometry. So I'm going to put up on my website a 8:30 prep schedule, so those of you who are interested in looking at it can do it. Shout out to my boy Gavin, who sent me a question at the last minute, but I didn't set up the board for it, so Monday night there will be a question. Please send me a question. You can email questions at phil@3rprep. And I ran out of 3rprep.com. I ran out of space. All right, what is Soh Cah Toa? Soh Cah Toa is trigonometry, and it stands for sine, cosine, and tangent. And in a right triangle, the sides are identified. Let's pick angle X, degrees down here. And angle X is formed by its adjacent side. So the side that is adjacent to it, that forms the right triangle. Then there is, of course, what everybody knows, the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is the side opposite the right angle, and it is always the longest side. And lastly, there is the opposite side. And that's what the OTA is. That is opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of x degrees is equal to the opposite over the hypotenuse. I drew the famous 3, 4, 5 triangle. You should absolutely pay attention to it. The ACT and the SAT love the 3, 4, 5. So the opposite of x degrees is side length 3, and the hypotenuse is 5. So the sine of x degree is 3/5. The cosine of x degrees is equal to the adjacent over the hypotenuse, or 4 over 5. And lastly, the tangent of x degrees is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, or opposite 3 over 4. This is 100%. You got to know it. It's on every test. On the ACT, there are 4 trigonometry questions. 2 of them are right triangle trigonometry, and one of them is always very easy, so you should be able to get it right. Anybody can learn Soh Cah Toa. On the SAT, there are 2 trigonometry questions out of 58 on average, and typically one of them is right triangle, and they're not as hard as the ACT ones. So the ACT is harder in trigonometry. There are other aspects of right triangle trigonometry, and here's a little preview of next week, and that is there's 1 over sine, which is 1 over cosine, and 1 over tangent. So this is the cotangent, this is the secant, and this is the cosecant. We'll go over all of that on Monday on Advanced Soh Cah Toa. All right, let's do some problems from the ACT, and this one reads, shown below is the right triangle ABC with the given dimensions. Which of the following expresses the cosine of B? So here is B. The cosine is the adjacent side, and notice how they don't even use the 4 or the 6. I don't know why they put them in there. The adjacent side is AB, and that's going to be over the top. One of the things I like to do is look at answer choices. BC is wrong, AC is wrong, AC is wrong. Here we got AB, so it's down to 50-50, and then the hypotenuse is BC, which is answer choice G. Here's a question number 17. So out of 60 questions, occasionally you'll get an easy. What was that last one? I think it was a pretty low number too. It was a 28. They usually start around 30. So to have one at 17 is pretty rare. This is a pretty old ACT question, and I particularly like this one because the right triangle that they are using is a rare Pythagorean triplet. It is a 15, 112, 113. 15 squared plus 12 squared is equal to 113 squared. And it says if the sine of angle alpha is 112 over 113, that means alpha is right here, because this would make 112 its opposite side and 113 the hypotenuse. And the tangent of this is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. That's where I got the 15. What is the value of cosine? Well, cosine, as we know, Soh Cah Toa, is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. 115 over 113. Pretty cool question. You don't get to see a rare Pythagorean triplet like this. That's really math nerdy. Now, here's a great trick from the ACT that says the sine of angle A is 20 over 50. It's a right triangle. Let's make angle A. The opposite side is 20. The hypotenuse is 25. It's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So what do we have? 4 times 5, 5 times 5, and 3 times 5. So the adjacent side is 3 times 5. What is the tangent? The tangent is equal to the opposite over the adjacent, which is going to be 20 over 15. This is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. You should absolutely know 3, 4, 5 triangles. The other ones they like are 5, 12, 13, 7, 24, 25, and 8, 15, 17. Is there an answer choice that is 20 over 15? There certainly is. Answer choice H. In the description, if I ever get around to it, I'll post a link to my Google Drive with a bunch of trig questions that I yanked this off of. I'll try to get to that tomorrow when I'm in the office. Question number 29. In the right triangle ABC, shown below, which of the following has a value that is equal to cosine A? This is very much like an SAT problem. And so cosine A, here's angle A, its cosine is going to be 9 over 15. What is equal to it? The cosine of x degrees is equal to the sine of 90 minus x. This angle is x, this angle is 90 minus x. So the sine of B is equal to the cosine of A, the sine of B. Answer choice B, the sine of B. This is a great question. It gives you a cone for some strange reason, throws a right triangle into it, and it asks you what's going on here. Why don't we read the question? The radius of the base of the right circular cone shown below is 5. Typical extra wordy standardized test. The height is 7. Solving which of the following equations gives the measure theta of the angle formed by the slant height? It's just a right triangle. Slant height of a cone or a pyramid is just this hypotenuse. And it's asking for angle theta, which is right in here. They only give us 5s and 7s. Ooh, that was really ugly. They only give us 5s and 7s in the answer choices. So, what are we looking for? The opposite and the adjacent, which is tangent of theta. Let's see if one of them is tangent of theta, 7 over 5. Tangent of theta equals 7 over 5. Answer choice G, Soh Cah Toa. We're rolling now. Here is a little twist to it, and that is they give the angle and one of the sides, and they're asking for the opposite side. They say they want to determine the vertical height of the lighthouse. They measured 103 on the ground, and they did the angle. It's 31. This is 103. It is the adjacent side. They want the opposite side. So the tangent of 31 degrees is equal to the unknown opposite side over 103. Now we have some algebra. We're solving for the unknown opposite side, which I put an x in. And to do that, I multiply both sides by 103. 103. This 103 cancels, giving us the multiplicative identity 1. Any number times the multiplicative identity is itself. Solving for x, I get 103 tangent 31. I'm going to teach a lesson on how my algebra teacher made us do all the multiplicative identities and all. Ready? Drink camera. That was Teo's idea. Did you get a slurp going on?
Not yet. Slurp's coming.
The slurp's coming. All right, ready? Do it again. Ready? Here we go. Close up. I feel like a Twitch streamer doing something ridiculous like that. All right. Similar type of problem on question number 30. It says in PQR, QR is 450 feet. The measure of angle R is 35. What's the length? It's once again absolutely going to be a tangent because the tangent of 35 degrees is equal to our unknown. I'm going to put a question mark instead of an X. This unknown over 450. Multiply by the reciprocal of 450 over 1, and I get 450 times the tangent of 35. Answer choice B. I think that's the last question. I wish I was in hypotenuse. Oh no, one more. Another, I don't know the side, but I'm given the adjacent and the angle. I don't even have to read this question to tell you that it is 100 times the tangent of 40 degrees. Let's look at these three. This is standardization of standardized test. The adjacent times the tangent of the angle. The adjacent times the tangent of the angle. The adjacent times the tangent of the angle. You notice something? It's all standardized. I didn't even have to read this nasty, wordy, long explanation to get the right answer. And there you have it. That's Soh Cah Toa in 13 minutes. Not bad. Come back Monday night for 8:30 prep, and we're going to do advanced Soh Cah Toa. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm going to do the unit circle, sine functions, and laws of sines and cosines. So it's going to be all trig all week next week. I'll see you then. I'm Phil McCaffrey for 8:30 prep.